Welcome back, friends. So, yes, Sarah ended with looking at how these mysteries really, in a very special way, speak to a young mother's heart, and perhaps mothers over a course of their life of mothering. Um, so that was very, very helpful. So, Our Lady, as is often the case, kind of sweetens the pot to get us to do this with some promises or graces. So the first one, I will grant peace to their families. They will be enlightened by the divine mysteries. I will console them in their pains and I will accompany them in their work. I will give them as much as they ask for as long as it does not oppose the adorable will of my divine Son or the sanctification of their souls. I will defend them in their spiritual battles with the infernal enemy, and I will protect them at every instant of their lives. I will visibly help them at the moment, visibly. I will visibly help them at the moment of their death. They will see the face of their mother, and that's a capital M.
Oh,
I have obtained from my divine Son that those who propagate this devotion to my tears and dolors, sufferings, will be taken directly from this earthly life to eternal happiness, since all their sins will be forgiven, and my Son and I will be their eternal consolation and joy.
yeah, I mean, that's astounding.
It is astounding. I mean, she got me at the first promise. I will grant peace to their families.
Yeah, right. I mean, it is so true, right? And we have these. I think the more innocent that you are, the more right you have to engage with them um, in their profundity, right? I mean, in their depths. I mean, those of us who unfortunately are not as innocent as we ought to be generally are going to not be able to accept these gifts at face value, right? There's always going to be that interior struggle of, oh, well, did she really mean it, right? So there's going to, I mean, any lack of perfection in the dispensal of these gifts is not going to be on the side of Our Lady, right? I mean, it will surely be on the side of our lack of faith, but it is I loved the way that you said it because it's so maternal. She kind of sweetens the pot a little bit, right? I mean, a little spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down a bit, right? Because
Right.
I mean, she is a mother. I mean, so she knows that we know what we ought to do, but she knows that it's hard for us to do what we know. And so in her graciousness, she incentivizes us to do what is right, even though doing right, one ought to do right. The most virtuous does right simply because it's right. But it's a charity, I think, on behalf of Our Lady to, like you said, sweeten the pot.
That's right. That's right. Um, I always, just to the world of secular endeavors, you know, I've yet to see someone who's been given a bonus and a raise
Yeah,
because they've done their job well. They've given it back and say, no, 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 no. I'm just doing what I should be doing, and you don't need to give me my bonus and raise.
right.
Right? I've yet to see that occur.
Well, probably not.
I
So,
don't think I ever will either.
right.
It's the same sort of thing, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, she's just very charitable. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, she loves her children profoundly and deeply, and it is her. If we think as mothers that our whole hope is to get our charges to heaven with us, right? We have, some people will have one, some people may have 12, right? But these are your charges that have been put in your hands. And if it is your great heart to bring just those people into communion with our Lord, imagine the magnitude of love that Our Lady has when she looks at all of her children, who and so profoundly um, are those children tied to her through her devotion to our Lord at the cross, right? I mean, that is the moment of her being given the children.
That's
And you
right.
think, what a profound act of self-abnegation and just pure love when she's looking upon this poor racked body of her son, knowing that the ones that our Lord is asking her to take on the motherhood of are the ones who have put her son there, right? I mean, a profound love that she has for us. And so when she provides us with an avenue like this, where she assures us, by her own words, that she will assist us if we do this small um, daily meditation on her sorrowful mysteries, or on these sorrows rather of her heart. Um, they must mean a great deal to her. These
They,
sorrows.
they sure do. Pope Leo X, in his bull on July 10th of 1516, and Pope Clement XI in his bull De Salute Dominici. So 1516, this was the 1300s, so just 200 some odd years. It had to be after the Council of Basel, maybe 50, 100 years, something like that. Granted many indulgences to all who carry about them or say this chaplet, called after St. Bridget because she first conceived of the idea of it and promulgated the usage of it. These indulgences were confirmed by Benedict XIV in his brief of January 15th, 1743, wherein he added others.
Mhm.
So the complete discussion of that I have in the footnotes. We'll pick up some other notable figures in the next episode. But um, any thoughts to those popes?
Right.
Well,
I mean, I think that, for anybody who would have any queries or any wonderment about this, or if it seems to be sort of in competition with the Rosary of Saint Dominic, like how would I know which one to choose? You know, because obviously people have a paucity of time, right? Or so they think. So there should be no competition between these two particular rosaries, right? A devotion to one is a devotion to the other per se, but there are particular promises that are given to this particular rosary. So, I think you had said that oftentimes you would choose to pray this rosary on the Tuesday, or maybe you would choose to pray this particular rosary on a Friday, right? So, just making sure that in your arsenal of devotions to Our Lady, that this one is given maybe a special pride of place, because in the economy of salvation, as it were, it's a little bit shorter. You've got technically one less Hail Mary, right? I mean,
that's
50, 50 in the traditional rosary, 49 in Our Lady, in our Sorrowful Mother's rosary. I'm obviously being a bit tongue in cheek there, but it is. And another thing that really is important, and I think that this has been something that has unfortunately sort of been lost to us, is that we don't really understand, and maybe as a result of our lack of understanding, we have ceased to believe in these incredible mercies and graces that we're being gifted with through these rosaries. So to really maybe do a little bit of your own personal study, find out what Clement did say, find out what Benedict did say. What are these promises that are attached to these beautiful prayers, and then believe them.
that's right. And then believe them. Stand on them, my friends.
Right. And then
Oh,
believe them.
that's right. All right, let us pick up with other notable figures. Till then, my friends, fides et ratio.